Hello philosophers, I am Seminaria Nick Jadunyahan from AB Philosophy Pre-Divinity. Welcome to today's discussion about the slippery slope fallacy. Now, slippery slope fallacy is a bit like when someone says, if this small thing happens, everything will go terribly wrong without really proving it. To begin, let us define this trickery fallacy. The slippery slope fallacy happens when someone says that one thing will cause a cascade of unfavorable outcome without any sufficient evidence and validation. They assumed that doing one thing will lead to a chain of really bad results, but they don't have any real evidence. Now, when someone claims that a single event leads to a bunch of bad things happening without real proof, it's like connecting dots between small actions to extreme outcomes without showing how they really linked. To understand it better, let us check out some real-life examples. For instance, some says that stopping pornography will lead to make a society completely collapse, or that if we control certain information, the government will control everything. These examples show how people often link small actions to a huge consequences without good evidence. Now, let's explore the different types of this fallacy. It is like when removing just one brick from a building supposedly makes the whole thing collapse, or spreading a rumor about stock market crashing due to one false piece of information. Even in personal things, doubting a marriage and saying it will end in divorce fall into this kind of wrong thinking. Now, why it is tricky? You might wonder, why it is tough to spot this fallacy? Well, it is mainly because we are not sure if these scary things will really happen. People often spread rumors or make scary claims without good proof, making it hard to tell what is true and what is not, and how to recognize and avoid this fallacy. So, how do we avoid falling into this trap? It is important to look for real evidence, not just wild theories. By using our critical thinking skills instead of getting carried away by our emotions or extreme ideas, we can avoid this tricky reasoning. Now, recognizing fallacies. Now first, we have to question chains of events. Check how one actions could lead to extreme outcomes. Seek evidence for these predictions. Second is assess evidence quality. Look for solid proof supporting the consequences. Lacks of facts may signal to bad arguments. Third is to watch for extreme language. Be careful of highly emotional language or exaggerated predictions. It might mean a fallacy. Lastly, spot unsubstantiated claims. Notice claims without proof or based only on guesses about the future. And now, how to avoid these fallacies? Use critical thinking. To think critically, questioning assumptions and check evidence quality. Second, seek clear explanations. Ask for clear cause and effect explanations. Unclear reasoning could signal a fallacy. Third is rely on evidence. Make judgments based on facts, not just guesses or feelings. And lastly, explore alternatives. Look at other possible outcomes or arguments. This helps judge the argument's strength. Now, by using these tips, it is easier to spot and avoid slippery slope fallacy, making arguments clearer and more logical. To conclude, understanding the slippery slope fallacy equips us with critical lens to sift through arguments. Being aware of how it operates enables us to make informed judgment based on real evidence rather than scary predictions or baseless assumption. So, thank you for joining in today's today's discussion on the slippery slope fallacy. Remember, always question the validity of claims that predict extreme outcomes without solid proof. By doing so, we can navigate through arguments with clearer reasoning and better judgment. Once again, I am Seminary Nick Janduniahan, and thank you for watching.